Anybody? Anybody? Hello? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody? Frankie, Mississippi, welcome. Glad to have you here. Were you here before, Frankie? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yes, okay. I thought your thing looked familiar. I thought so. I'm usually pretty good at remembering. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Already following. Oh, sorry, now the chat's going really quick. Alerting TikTok. Yeah, I understand. Kayla, hello. Where are you from, Kayla? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Connecticut. Welcome. Sorry, I'm getting behind on the chat now. Jerry. Kathy from Oklahoma. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate that too. That helps. Everything helps. So we'll let a few more people hop on and then we'll get started. I'm good. And yourself? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Oh, my darn nose. Every time. All right. Well, if you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Hey, Wayne. What do I do here? Well, you're going to find out in a few minutes. Just letting a few people hop on. Jason from Michigan, welcome. I'm going to explain that. Northern California. Is it Cheryl? Did I say that right? I hate it when I slaughter people's names. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yes. Awesome. Good. I hate it when I get them wrong. Okay. Hey, Lori. Big Texas. Is it Barry? Welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving? Thank you for liking the live, Kathy. I appreciate that. Okay, guys. Well, a few people have hopped on, so I'm going to get started. So if you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I started this TikTok because on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. And that's when I discovered that I have these abilities to talk to my guides and to spirit. and also discovered my purpose in life, which was to help other people deal with their traumas and to uplift others. So that's why I'm here. That's why I created my TikTok. Spirit told me I had to be on social media. Already was a little bit. And then voila, March came after procrastinating. Had my grandkids help me set it up because I'm technologically challenged. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Hello, Margaret. Where are you from? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So that's, hold on, sorry. You can rate my vibe. Do I have a right? I don't think so. Mississippi. Welcome. Were you on here before? Margaret? Mary from Florida. Welcome. So that's, hi from Virginia, George. Yes. Okay. I recognized your photo. I don't forget faces. I just don't always remember names. So that's kind of why I started my TikTok channel. Page, whatever it's called. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. You're technologically challenged too. I'm glad I'm not alone. I only have 2 rules here: that we be kind to everybody. You are on your journey of life where you are, and I am where I am, and none of us will ever agree 100% on everything. So all I ask is that if you disagree, we agree to disagree, or just hop off and keep scrolling. My only other rule is that we don't do politics here, so no political posts. There's a million other pages you can post your political stuff. It's not that I'm one way or the other. This page is about helping people and uplifting others and helping others heal. So we just don't do that here. Those are my only 2 rules. Normally I get a topic every night from Spirit. Tonight's topic is limiting beliefs. So that's what we're going to talk about. We are not shy here, so you can pipe in whenever you feel like it. If you've got something you want to talk about, you've lost somebody, this is a great place to share that. And I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. Thank you for the follow, Kathy. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the follow, Jay. I appreciate that. Back again. Hiker Wayne. Hey. New Jersey. Welcome. So yeah, hopefully y'all caught that. Anyway, so I'm going to get started. So Spirit gave me the topic this morning. And we're supposed to talk about limiting beliefs. Sometimes they just give me a topic and go on, go talk. Today they give me some stuff to talk about. So like I said, we're not shy around here, so don't be shy. Pipe in anytime. If you've lost somebody and you're having issues dealing with that, that's what we talk about here. You're welcome to share. So basically, limiting beliefs. Do you have limiting beliefs? How are they stopping you? Does anybody have any limiting beliefs? Do we all know what a limiting belief is? Anybody? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Basically, a limiting belief is when you believe that you cannot do something. So, for instance, I'm trying to think of an example. When you say you can't do something because you have been brought up to believe you can't do that, right? Like, for instance, when you're a child and maybe you didn't have those parents that said, you can do whatever you want to do and you can be whatever you want to be. All things are possible through God. Yes, correct. And a lot of people know that, but do they follow through with that, right? So if you grew up in a household where you were told you're nothing, you can't amount to anything, so you grew up believing that you can't do anything, right? That's a limiting belief. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Random question. Would you snitch on a close relative to not go to prison for 50 years? Ugh, I don't know. I guess it depends on the circumstances and what we're talking about. Hello, Christopher. Where are you from? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Whoops, clicked on that. Tanner's on tonight. How you doing, Tanner? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hi from Texas. Welcome. St. Louis. Welcome. Thanks for liking the live. I appreciate that. So does anybody here have a limiting belief? Now that we've kind of discussed what they are, or ever had one? Anybody? A limiting belief. So like say you, hey, there's Joel. Long time no see, buddy. Guess monies. Okay. You're doing okay? I'm glad. So I'm just trying to keep up with everybody here. The chat's flying tonight. Hey Joel, thanks for liking the live. Where you been, buddy? Long time no see. So basically what we were just talking about, a limiting belief. So maybe you got a new dog. Awesome. Hey Jim, I'm doing good. We're talking about limiting beliefs tonight. So maybe you grew up in a household where you were told you can't achieve anything. You're never going to amount to anything, right? That's a limiting belief. Abed, you're here tonight too. Awesome. Hey, hey. Like, I didn't grow up in a house where parents were like, you can be anything you want to be. You can amount to anything, right? My wife caught me smiling and being nice. It's funny. Yes, I hear them all the time when it comes to my family. It's why I have nothing to do with them. Okay, awesome. So do you want to give us an example of a limiting belief that you hear from your family, Christopher? We would love to use that as an example, if you don't mind. And so that's what we're going to talk about, right? So where do the limiting beliefs begin? Sometimes they start at childhood, right? Maybe in childhood, you're never going to amount to anything. Anybody else ever hear that? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And so if we have limited, yes, right? Okay, so a lot of times they stem from childhood. Maybe you can get them in adulthood also. Thanks for liking the live, guys. I appreciate that. Wow, look at that. So we're going to talk about, okay, so now we say we have a limiting belief, right? We believe we can't do something because maybe our whole life we were told we couldn't do it, right? Well, you'll never amount to anything. You can't do that job. You can't, whatever it may be, you can't do it because, you know, your family just told you you're a loser. You can't do anything, right? And so now we know we have the limiting belief. So the next step is how can we change that belief once we realize that we have it? And can we change it? Anybody? Don't be shy, guys. Not being able to do a job is a big one. Like everyone has imposter syndrome for me. Exactly. And I'm the same way, Joel. Or Tanner, excuse me. I seen Joel's name right under you. Exactly, right? So my whole life I thought I have to do this certain kind of a job because I had a limiting belief that I wasn't capable of doing anything above that, like say housekeeping or whatever, right? And I actually applied once and I worked for 1.5 years for an orthodontist. But before I applied, and I literally told myself, so the day I saw the listing, right, I was like, okay, I'm going to go apply for that job. And I went directly there. I got an interview on the spot, got hired on the spot, right? Had I waited and went in and filled out an application the next day, I would have already talked myself out of it because I had that limited belief that, well, I could never get a job like that, right? Because all I'm qualified for is this, this, or this, right? We limit ourselves. So now you have that limited belief. What do we do to get past that? Anybody? I know, it's like coming to school all over again. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. So I get my topic every day that I go live generally from Spirit. So today's topic is talking about limiting beliefs. Everybody's sure quiet tonight. Lots of hearts, but no talking. Anybody? Christopher, are you still here? Is he still here or did he leave? Joel, you surely had some limiting beliefs growing up. Somebody had to have told you couldn't do something. Did I do anything for Thanksgiving? No, I worked. That's what I did. Came home, let the dog out. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hearing too many limiting beliefs can become blocks, and now we have shadow work to undo them. You sure did. I figured you did, Joel. Exactly, Tanner. Right? And that's exactly what we were going to talk about. So then we have shadow work to do. That's how we get rid of those. Or you can, like we talked about last night, you can stay stuck. Right? Do you choose to stay stuck? Or because maybe that's your identity? Or to be unstuck? Sure, Gabby. Real quick, honey. I was told I would never pass my career choice in the Army because of my school. And you passed. So obviously you passed because I know you were in the military, right, Joel? So you obviously didn't listen to that limiting belief. You went for it anyway. Right? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Ouch. So that's the biggest thing, right? So identifying if you have a limiting belief, you showed them different. Exactly. Identifying that you have a limiting belief, which they told you couldn't do something. That was your limited belief. So identifying that, sometimes it's important to identify where that comes from, right? A lot of times our family tells us things, right? And then, so now we've identified where did we get the limited belief from, that we have it. Now what do we do with it? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And so then now how do we change it? I think the first step, just like anything, right, is identifying that we have the limited belief. Right? We don't have, maybe, so we don't have that self-confidence because we have that belief that we can't do something. So we don't have the self-confidence to do that. You're a good example. Never judge a book by the bio. Yeah, I kind of am too. Because the more somebody tells me I can't do something, the more I'll do it. Generally. I'm kind of like that dare person, right? You dare me to do it, I'm going to do it. Especially if somebody tells me I can't do something, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll show you. I think that's the Scorpio in me, though. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Right? Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to add? Thanks for liking the live, Joel. Appreciate that. Oh, my phone's plugged in. I didn't realize I had let it go that low. Thanks for liking the live, guys. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? You're stuck in Gen X mode. Yeah, you and me both. Sorry, guys. And I think that has a lot to do with some of our issues too. Wouldn't you say, Joel? Being a Gen Xer, a lot of times we were, we had very little guidance, so that, give us that limited belief. Shirley. Hey, Terry, welcome. Glad to have you back. Thanks for all the likes, guys. Aw. Sorry, my phone's always blowing up, guys. So anybody else have anything else they want to add or talk about with that? Or anything for that matter? If you're just hopping on and you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Tell me who you are, where you're from. Tonight we're talking about limited beliefs, but we can talk about if you've lost somebody and you just need somebody to talk to about it. That's what this community is here for. Feel free to talk. We're not shy here. Hi, I scroll lives to remind you the world is a better place with you in it. Oh, well, thank you. I would say it's a better place with you in it too. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And use things like poor memory against you. Ugh. Yeah, that's the worst. Well, for me, so as usual, I'll just use my life as an example because it's all put out there anyway. So I got pregnant early, right? So I had my daughter at 17, right? So then you kind of get pigeonholed that, you're a young mom, you're not going to amount to anything, pretty much, right? We're going to start recording things. You'll realize your memory is not that bad. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. And then I continue to have kids, right? Because I wanted to have a family and I didn't want my kids to be that far apart. So I had all my kids by the time I was 23, right? And so I kind of and then I was for the most part, a stay-at-home mom. I did work sometimes at night. But you kind of get put into that category of, oh, she's just a mom, she's just a wife, whatever. And so there again, you have that limiting belief that, well, I'm just a mom or I'm just a wife, so, well, I can't do that, or well, I could never do that because I'm just a wife or I'm just a mom, right? Because that's kind of the stigma that you get put in a lot of times. Well, I know that, Joel, but I'm just saying, people do. I know there's just no such thing as a mom or a wife, but a lot of people think that if you're just a mom or just a wife and a mom who stays at home, that you don't have a brain in your head, right? Like, for the longest time, like, people wouldn't have conversations with me because, apparently I was dumb, because I stayed at home, and I had no brain. Didn't mean that I was. But then after a while, when you get treated like that for so long, sometimes you start to believe that yourself, right? Well, maybe I am just a wife and a mom and I don't know anything, because, when people treat you that way for so many years, you start to believe it, whether it's true or not, right? And that's how we get a limiting belief. Doesn't mean that it's true. If your mother or your father tells you that you're worthless and you're going to be worthless your whole life, and you become quite successful, but yet your father still never tells you that he's proud of you, you can still carry that limiting belief that, you're never going to amount to anything, even though in your mind you're successful. Just because maybe you never got that I'm proud of you, or you did a great job from that person. So you carry that limiting belief. And that's where, as adults, like I've said many times before on my lives before, just because we turn 18, that childhood, I would call that a childhood trauma. Yep, been there, done that, Joel. I get it. I'm the cause of all their problems, so I understand. My father only told me he's proud of me like twice in my life. My mother never supported me. See, and that's sad. And that's what I'm talking about. We carry that into adult life, because once you turn 18, it doesn't stop at the door, right? All of those beliefs, all of those childhood traumas, they don't stop, right? You just carry them into adult life. Well, then they manifest into different ways, sometimes into anger issues or self-confidence issues or depression or anxiety or whatever it may be, right? And so I think for us as an adult, if we don't want to be stuck in that forever, we have to realize, okay, what was the trauma? What did it do to us? What was the limiting belief? Whatever. Acknowledge it, and then, okay, now how do I fix it? Because for me, I didn't want to carry on patterns that I had seen, right, as a child. So if you don't want to carry on that cycle, you have to be like, you have to realize, first of all, that there was a cycle or a pattern there that maybe was toxic or wasn't healthy, and I didn't want to put those onto my kids. So you have to realize that, realize the problem. Okay, now how do I fix it? If you're just hopping on, tell me who. Oh, they're dropping off like flies. Nobody likes my topic tonight. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody got anything to add? I've just been babbling on. I can do that. Anybody? Thanks for liking the live, Tanner. I appreciate that. Okay, well, if nobody's going to add to that, my babbling is productive. That would be a first, but thank you. I appreciate that. Just love yourself. See, and I think, and here's the thing, is those limiting beliefs, and it's all, this person keeps trying to co-host with me. And I think, and it all comes down to that, right? I think that because you have those limiting beliefs, those childhood traumas, or even maybe young adult traumas, it's all attached to each other. So there again, maybe you don't love yourself because you think you're unlovable because you have this limiting belief that maybe you're worthless, or that you're never going to amount to anything, or, well, my parents didn't tell me they were proud of me, so now I have no self-esteem, so you don't love yourself, right? And I think that's the point and I'm glad that you said that, Joel, because I think, and I even missed that till just now, it just clicked. For me, I think that's what Spirit's trying to get across to people, is that we need to learn to love ourselves, right? And until we deal with all of these issues, because it's all stemmed together, we can't love ourselves. And until we can love ourselves, right, it's hard to love others. And that's what it all comes down to, right, is love. Love is what makes the world go round. See how they do that? You gotta love them. Am I right, Tanner? Oh, Spirit. It's crazy. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. See, they have a way of getting their point across eventually. Sometimes we just all take the long about way. And sometimes I'm a little slow. Slow of getting the point myself. has a message to their man. 100%. I would agree 100% with that. Tanner knows too, because he talks to his guides and his spirit, so he totally understands why I'm laughing right now. Because yes. It's like, you crazy humans, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to finally for you to get to the point. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Just real quick, and I apologize for those of you that have been here before and heard this a million times. So if you're not familiar with my story, so on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. And so that's why I created my TikTok. I discovered at that time that I had these abilities to talk to my guides and to spirit. And then also, they helped me realize what my purpose in life was, which is to help others. So that's why I'm here. So welcome if you're just joining us and you've never been here before. And if you already heard that before, I apologize. It's so hard when people are jumping on and off all the time. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Anybody else have anything else they want to add to that or talk about? And I appreciate you too if you guys share the lives. That would be great. And all the likes is much appreciated, and thanks for the follows. And I was running a little late tonight. Got some things going on in my life. Fingers crossed, good things. Nothing I can share yet. But I'll keep you posted when I can. So that made me a little bit late tonight. So anyway, anybody else got anything? How was everybody's day? Welcome to South Dakota weather. So on Monday it was 7 degrees. Yesterday it hit 60, and today we're back to cold. Gotta love it. Not really. I don't want to be here. I hate winter. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. It has been a long time. I was starting to worry. I have to admit, Joel, I was starting to worry about you. I hadn't heard from you. Katie hasn't been on. I messaged her the other day, this weekend. She had some kind of a surgery and had some complications, but she said she was doing well. So I'm assuming, sound like she was maybe still in the hospital. So hopefully, no, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. I just, when you guys are all regular and then you don't see you for a while, I worry about y'all. That's just the way I am. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. We're losing them like hot fly. I like flies again. Tanner, everything's going good with you. Did you get moved into your place? I think you were doing that the other day, right? Sorry, I can't stop yawning. Huh. So I was off yesterday and today. It was good 2 days off. I'm not looking forward to getting back up at 3:30 tomorrow. Not yet. Oh, you still have work to do. Okay. Oh, not until after Christmas. Ugh. Well, I guess we are in December already. Time flies when you're having fun. Sorry, you can tell I'm a little tired. I get a little goofy. I apologize. Not that I'm not goofy anyway, but... If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody else have anything else they want to add or talk about, guys? We don't have to go the full hour if everybody's bored and we have nothing to talk about. A sleepy goofy's the best kind of goofy. Well, I'm goofy on a normal day, so But yes, it is the best kind, I guess. Although I've probably had more sleep the last 2 nights than I've had in a long time. So are you. If anybody that's still here, if I could just ask if you could just throw up some good vibes for me, for everything, just ask them for everything to go the way it needs to go for me. I would appreciate that. Good vibes, prayers, whatever it is that you do. This thing I'm waiting on. Oh, thank you. I'm looking happier. It depends on the night, Joel. Take care. Don't be a stranger, Joel. Yeah, just waiting on something that I've kind of been waiting a while, so I'm kind of hoping it goes through. No way? Okay, good. And if you are going to be a stranger, will you at least message me so I don't worry about you? I'd appreciate that. God, I hope so, Tanner. I really hope so. Yeah, fingers crossed. I don't think we'll know till next week, but yeah, I hope and pray though that the door is finally starting to open. Please, please, please. I'm so ready for the new door. The hallway's getting really boring. I shouldn't say that. Boring, but I'm thankful. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I need the new door. That's all I can say. I need the new door. Terrible. I'm ready. You know, I think I shut the other door a while ago. So I'm definitely ready for the new door. So I had to take those off. They're bugging my ear. So I won't be able to read as well, but we'll try. All right, guys. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Or add, or need to vent about, get off their chest? Oh, that's amazing, Tanner. Oh, that's great. You'll have to message me and tell me about it. That's great. That's always good if you can hop on a new path, especially if that's the path you're supposed to be on. You never go wrong there. So yeah, anybody else got anything else they want to talk about, vent about tonight? Real quick. We're not quite at the hour because I was about 10 minutes late. Anybody? Going once? Really? Well, you're definitely going to have to message me when you have time and tell me about it. I'm still just trying to figure out all of that. Which, you told me that it's coming, right? I've been asking them, you know, are they going to show me my... Because I know that there's other abilities that I have. And I have them a little bit. So we've been talking about that, but we'll see. And actually, have you ever heard of the Morgan? I don't think it's spelled like you would think. So when my one daughter was here, she has some abilities too. And she was telling me that that the Morgans, okay, so they were telling me they wanted to work with me. That's been about a month or so ago. But I'm still new to all that, right? Because at work one day she was like, if you see a spider, Mom, don't kill it, because that's the Morgans or something. And I'm like, okay. And I actually did see a spider that day, and I very carefully picked it up and took it out of the room and put it outside. And I'm not a big spider fan, especially big black creepy ones. Daddy longlegs don't bother me because, you know, they're good. They eat bugs. I mean, I'm sure they all do, but they don't bother me. It's a big black creepy leg spiders. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. You're gonna have to fill me in on all that. Someday that you're not busy and I'm not busy, we're gonna have to, or some night we're gonna have a chat. And she doesn't, and here's the thing, she just gets like these downloads. She doesn't know like where they come from. Things just kind of come to her. Like she gets that information. She doesn't, and I'll be like, how do you know that? And she's like, I don't know. It just comes. So, and here's the thing, she's not my biological daughter, but yet yeah, it's crazy. But anyway. All right, guys. Well, if nobody has anything else they want to add, anybody? Yeah, it is interesting. Okay, well, if nobody has anything else they want to talk about, I'm going to, I think it's just you, Tanner, and somebody else, so I'm not going to do my shameless plug for my YouTube like I'm supposed to. But I did upload a lot more videos onto my YouTube channel, so maybe I will plug it real quick. So I had some lives when I first started doing my lives that I hadn't shared. So I started uploading them to YouTube. Well, YouTube told me today I was at my limit, so I had to stop because I'm trying to get them off my phone because I'm running out of space on my phone. And so yeah, I'm trying to get rid of some of these videos that I already thought I deleted, but they're still in my phone. Don't ask me how, I don't know. Anyway. So if you go to Scorpio Medium, you can find me on my YouTube channel. That is it, Scorpio Medium. And if you're interested in a channeling session, you can go to scorpiomedium74@yahoo.com. You can email me there and we can talk about that. That's my shameless plug that Spirit tells me I have to do. Otherwise, I hope y'all have a great night. And make tomorrow great, because remember, it's always a choice. And I'm going to say until we meet again.